Hi, and welcome to our presentation on the challenges cities are having and what can be done. My name is Victor Darius, and I'm with Global Traffic Technologies. Today I'll be covering cities under pressure. What are the challenges? What you can do, and how we can help you. Cities have shared some of the major challenges they have to take into consideration when planning any changes towards a smart city environment, such as population growth, aging infrastructure, elections, and funding. I like this slide as it shows the evolution of technology and how it's impacted the city. This is Shanghai 1990 with a population of 13 million people. Fast forward to today, population of 21 million people. These challenges and changes are happening in every single city around the world. Demand to upgrade infrastructure is driven not only by population growth, but by the needs and expectations by the public such as millennials. Millennials, they want to be able to be close to their friends, into their neighborhood, the restaurant, and use the public transportation system. Older residents are choosing to age in their homes and communities. They don't want to move. Their mobility demands are similar to millennials. They want to have walkability and reliable, efficient transportation. By 2050, the global population of older persons is expected to double its size in 2015 to nearly 2.1 billion people. Giving up the keys is seen as a negative, major life event. Mental and physical health of older adults depends on maintaining lifestyle even after losing the ability to safely operate a vehicle. Changing demographics are driving and changing in how people need to get around their cities. Public transportation needs, traffic engineering, they have to accommodate to all the agencies requesting a technology refresh and support. Public safety, emergency vehicles, security, etc. The transition to smart cities is happening all over North America, the US and Canada, Europe, and other parts of the world. Smart cities is about leveraging communications and sharing resources. Our focus is on the intelligent transportation system. Let's take a moment and see how technology has rapidly changed since the 1960s. In the 60s, emergency vehicles were using infrared to request preemption. Fast forward to presently, they're using radio, cellular, or other means of communications. The vehicle system has also changed from being a spreadsheet or manually entered to using smart routing, onboard computers, the internet, and real-time information. And from an operational and management, in the past it was done by word of mouth. But now they got technology such as real-time tracking, analytics tool to show the efficiency of the system, real-time reporting and report monitoring. Technology is rapidly evolving. Transit agencies are looking at reducing the amount of hardware in the buses by sharing resources. Why have four GPS radios when you can have one shared by multiple manufacturers? The same thing goes with a computer. One master computer that can host several applications. Emergency vehicles have exactly the same challenge and goals. They want to reduce the amount of footprint or hardware in the fire trucks and start sharing resources and be more productive. We see new modes of transportation, such as autonomous vehicles. It's an emerging technology that could alter and automate ride sharing. Several companies like Uber, Tesla, Google are operating in different cities in trial mode. On-demand transit are looking at sharing resources with the transit agencies in some cities for first and last mile. How will this impact your environment? What technology will you deploy? How will a city differentiate between a bus, an express bus, a paratransit bus, or an Uber, for an example, to accommodate the requirements from an aging population, millennials, and other passengers? Responsibility is changing all across the cities. from public safety, transit agency, engineering, and even city hall. Public safety responsibilities have also changed, and they're growing year by year due to population growth, navigating through heavy congestion traffic. Their demands are getting higher and higher. They're looking at predictive preemption, not only on the same time of day, but by time of day and the time of year. Transit agencies, they got to move more people. They got different demand, unpredictable ridership. Expectations is on time, not ahead of schedule, and they got to also deal with traffic and competitive services like the Uber and the Google that we talked about previously. How do I keep a bus on time? How do I keep the loyalty of my riderships? City Hall's demands on technology. You got a new mayor that's been elected, or a new prime minister, or a new president. New strategies, new budget. They want the latest and greatest thing somewhere else, or promises they made to the voters. The population growth, the environment, and they have all these requests coming from these agencies as well. They have to account for it. Traffic engineering. They got more people to deal with, newer technology, old technology, no infrastructure in place. And how do they account for all the requirements they're getting from the transit, from emergency, from ambulances, pedestrians, or cyclists? They're all coming into play. And I think traffic has a very hard time. They have big responsibility trying to find the right solution. When is the right time to migrate, transition from the current system to a smart city environment? What can you do? What are your choices out there in the marketplace? You need to analyze the growth and the trends of the population and the environment. How do you leverage existing technology with the future technology? When is the right time to make a decision? How do you transition across? Do you do a forklift replacement straight away? Or are you doing a transition every couple of years or every couple of months? This is the thing that needs to happen. The challenge that every city's been having is how do I do it and when is the right time to do it? If you wait 20 years to do it, then 20 years from now the technology would have changed once again. You're probably wondering how we can help. What value does GTT bring? Well, we have over 45 years of innovation. We have over 3,100 customers worldwide, mixed between fire, traffic and operation, transit agencies, and detection vehicles. We have over 70,000 intersections equipped with GTT and vehicles as well. That's how we can help. A bit of history on GTT. All of our platforms and solution being built has been designed to be backwards compatible with our system. We started back in 1970 with Opticom Infrared. Fast forward to 2000, we developed the Opticom GPS solution. There came a time that customers had a mixed system. They had different requirements. You would have cities that would have an infrared solution for fire, but transit wanted to have a GPS solution. How would a city deploy this? How would they maintain it? How would they support it? So we developed our multi-mode system back in 2010 to accommodate for that solution. The multi-mode enables cities to bridge the gap between infrared and GPS. They can both coexist, which means that you can have a city running all the emergency vehicles in an infrared environment and having transit also running in GPS. And they can both cross the same intersection and the system will still react accordingly. It will create a preemption or a TSP request without impacting the performance or the reliability of the system. Fast forward 2012, we had requirements to develop a centralized, software-based platform, which we did, and it's being deployed successfully for over 4 years. We also have a connected vehicle platform, analytics tools. We have DSRC supported solutions. GTT is actively participating in several events, not only as a participant and exhibitor, but also as a contributor in the technology sessions and in group sessions. We're part of ITS America, ITE, ITS, Canada. We're in discussions on the standards for DSRC, how's it going to work, what should be taken into account. Same thing with NTCIP solutions. By understanding the challenges the cities and agencies are having and their plans for growth, it enables GTT to develop a priority control system which seamlessly bridges the gap to a smart city architecture. I'll be covering the city of Laval, New York City, region of York, and Las Vegas. STL is a transit agency in the city of Laval, which is north of Montreal. They have 319 buses, fully equipped with a Cat AVL and passenger count, 28 paratransit buses, and 227 intersections. Some of the challenges they were trying to overcome were increased ridership by 40% and improve the ridership experience by leveraging their existing Cat AVL and passenger count system, combined with a GTT TSP solution. In the case of STL, they grant TSP not only by lateness of the bus, but by the number of passenger and time of day. Our system provides the ability of differentiating between vehicles, agencies, as well as vehicle class through our relative priority module. The City of Laval TSP architecture is the Opticom distributed GPS solution. The vehicle is equipped with a vehicle computer from GTT. The intersection is equipped with our face selector. As the bus approaches the intersection, it sends a request for TSP via the 2.4 radio. The Opticom central management software is located at the transit agency. When the buses enter the barn at the end of their shift, it uploads automatically all the logs and the routes and the requests it did during the course of the day to the central management software. New York City Transit's challenge are very different to the city of Laval. To put into perspective, they do 2.3 million bus trips daily. They got 5,700 buses operating on 2,800 miles of routes. The public transit system is operated by MTA New York City Transit, and the streets and 13,000 signalized intersections operated by New York City DOT. Some of the challenges they wanted to overcome was urban canyon. They wanted to overcome the pedestrians and the high traffic congestion on the side street, as well as leverage the current investment they've done on their ATMS, the controllers, and the communication backbone. In 2013, GTT developed a software-based solution to address New York City's requirements and needs. We had to leverage their ATMS. We couldn't put any hardware at the intersection or additional hardware on the vehicle. We had to share the GPS and the communication. Our centralized system provides a check-in, check-out, sends a message via the cell network to the central management software located at MTA. The central management software sends a request to the ATMS, which is TransCore, to the intersection to request TSP. So the whole solution is based on a software from GTT. It can be hosted on any Windows PC and can communicate with any ATMS vendor, making us agnostic from a communication channel hardware perspective as well. The region of York is located in Ontario, Canada. Their challenges and requirements were very different to Laval and New York City. To put into perspective, they have 640 intersections, 65 emergency vehicles, 49 ambulances, and 118 buses, all running on the Opticom infrared solution for almost 14 years. In 2013, Viva, the transit agency in the region of York, wanted to transition to an Opticom GPS TSP solution alongside their existing Cat AVL system. The GPS architecture would only be used by the Viva Transit Agency. Emergency vehicles would remain on infrared. One of the criteria was to leverage existing infrastructure, reduce upgrading 640 intersections in a short time frame, while providing the region with the flexibility to deploy and upgrade at their leisure. The Opticom multi-mode architecture provided the bridge to enable emergency vehicles to operate on an infrared while Viva Transit is operating on a GPS solution. 43 intersections were upgraded to a multi-mode card, which enables one card to receive requests from multiple agencies, but also on infrared and GPS. On September 2016, the region of York started equipping their snowplow vehicles with Opticom GPS for the Viva Rapidway. The end result, the snowplows are running on GPS only, the Viva buses are running on GPS, fire trucks and ambulances are running on infrared, all communicating to one single card at the intersection, which is the Opticom Face Selector Multimode card. Las Vegas, Nevada. The biggest challenge they were trying to overcome was navigating through highly congested traffic for emergency vehicles. The infrared infrastructure was providing a benefit, but still needed to increase their response time. They migrated to an Opticom GPS architecture where they were able to improve the response time by over 30%. From a deployment, it's crucial to consider your current and future needs as you work to solve your city's mobility and public safety issues. Opticom signal priority and preemption can be deployed alongside existing infrastructure in order to maximize your infrastructure investment. This includes existing vehicles and their onboard systems, the traffic control center, the intersection and communication networks. Traditional deployments included vehicle to intersections, communication handled by the 2.4 radio or infrared. A centralized solution sends a priority request from a vehicle software to the traffic control center via cellular or Wi-Fi, which then passes the signal to the intersection's hardware. A hybrid system can include a mixture of both systems, depending on the different types of connectivity at the intersection and on the vehicles. GTT signal priority control solutions are communication agnostic. No matter the transmission method, GTT can help to solve your transportation and public safety delays. In conclusion, we have shared some of the challenges and growing pains cities have to address as requirements changes and technology evolves. From millennial requirements to political influence and changes, funding constraints, and aging population. How cities are able to leverage existing operations with new technology. Why wait when you can start the transition today for the future? The GTT team is positioned to serve you today and tomorrow. Thank you for your time.